Holla at Dre says a flat tax of about 16.75%. Nope. I think the flat tax should be 10%. And I think we need to pare down government spending. We need to pare down government spending that more or less aligns for what that revenue is going to be. We need to have a flat tax of 10% for everybody temporarily. I think everybody should have a 10% tax rate across the board, flat out. That's it. I'm not with the 16.75%. None of that. I think we should have a 10% tax rate, leave it alone, and keep it moving. Leave it alone and keep it moving. Mike Jack says the top 10% can use loopholes that the bottom 90% can't. Who lied to you and told you that? Who lied to you and told you that? Let me highlight this really quickly. Who lied to you and said that the top 10% can use tax loopholes that the bottom 90% can't use? Okay, so let's evaluate that. What loopholes does the top 10% have that the bottom 90% don't have? What loopholes do they have? Did you know that the tax code is applicable for everybody? That everybody has the same tax breaks, not loopholes, tax breaks. The problem with the regular 90% is that they've raised their standard of living to whatever their income is, so you have to pay the taxes in order to support your lifestyle. That's why I tell people to stay down for 10 years, even if you're making money. Even, he says, real estate and businesses. So are you prevented from opening up a business? In Michigan, for example, it costs you less than $50 in order to open up an LLC. You could literally open it up online today. Did you know that you're already a business if you are a sole proprietor and you just filing it with your tax break? Did you know that you're taxed based off of your adjusted gross income? Anybody can open up a business. Anybody can get invested in real estate. Again, the problem with most people is that they raise their standard of living according to whatever their income is, and the way that they convince y'all to do that is through financing. 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 They convinced you to raise your standard of living because you're more concerned about what your payment is instead of how much you can keep inside of your pocket. And so when you have to make enough money to support your lifestyle, what you wind up doing is having to pay taxes on things in order to be able to do things that you want to do from a personal level instead of making business decisions. There is nothing that the top 10% have that you don't. You have every single tool that they have. There is nothing that they have that you don't. You just not disciplined enough. You just not practicing group economics. You just not being mindful about how it is that you mind your business. Minding your business meaning making more meaningful having meaningful discussions about how to run up a bag. What is it that they have that you don't? When I go out of town, for example, I'll use a very basic, very basic example. When I go out of town, I will not go out of town unless I am doing something business related. Sometimes I do multiple different things business related. I may check out some real estate that I'm looking to purchase some land for. I may be out there to create content. I may be out there to do some interviews. I may be out there to do a bunch of stuff because the person that I do business because my assistant, right? She may be going out there to prospect because she's the president of the real estate development company that I have, and she oversees the assistant duties that I take care of as far as from a content creation perspective. So I have to have her with me. So we gonna ride 2A, 2B. Our hotel that we're out there to take care of business for, that is a write-off. The actual plane flight, that is a write-off. Meals and entertainment, discussing all of the business that we took care of over there, that is also to be considered. There's a lot of things, but you're going over to wherever it is that you're visiting because you just want to go and party and get some box, because you willing to pay it. You a passport bro, because you want to go over there and take a chick to Tulum, because you trying to fly a chick out here so that you can get some box from her. No, I fly people in so that we can do interviews, so that we can create content, so that we can do business together. I went and kicked it with my guy in Atlanta, Aristotle. Shout out to my dog, Aristotle. Shout out to Honey Drip, Aristotle Investments. We talked about money. We had dinner together. Went and talked about different things. We went and visited some sites. We took care of business. I vlogged there. And see, BC is saying this is a disingenuous conversation. Family, instead of you trying to learn the game, you so busy trying to compete against me. You so busy trying to disprove what I'm saying. I'm telling you, I am trying to give it to you without giving it to you. I'm trying to help you to understand something. There is nothing that they have that you don't. You've just already convinced yourself that you don't have access. You do have access. You just not listening. You so busy wanting to be a Dusty. You want to be under duress. There is nothing, and I mean nothing. I give the game away for practically free inside of the Patreon. We talk about it every single week. And I'm not deep diving the way I deep dive inside of the Patreon. I'm just gonna give you the surface level conversation. But I show the receipts. I tell you what it is. My personal expenses are next to nothing. I pay myself under $70,000 a year. Why do you think that we building so many houses? You think that we building that for income? Or you think we got to distribute the money? Why do you think we make so many capital investments in this studio? Why do you think that I had to spend so many hundreds of thousands of dollars before the end of the year in order to get these people in order to get this studio taken care of? Why do you think that we do some of this? Why do you think that I'm buying a navigator? You know how much a navigator weighs? I did a video inside of the Patreon. Go and check it out. It's to budget like a business, teaching you how to budget like a business. And I broke down literally the mindset, how you have to rearrange the way that you think, and then how that's going to translate into actually the actionable steps that allows for you to really keep more of your money for yourself while at the same time making way more money in investments and increasing your net worth. We don't play cash. I don't care about money. I care about net worth, and I care about minimizing the amount that I have to give away that you didn't earn. Go listen. For those of y'all that's in the Bag Chasers, you didn't watch it yet. Maybe you're a little bit confused. Maybe you didn't catch that one. Go watch the Budget Like a Business video. Go watch the Budget Like a Business video. It is important. It is critically important, and you need to remind yourself of why you're doing this and why it's important for you to make a business decision. There's nothing that other people have that you don't. You just not implementing. You just not being mindful about it. You don't leverage the information correctly. You have to take advantage of it. You have to. And this is not anything. This is not anything that I'm telling you that is a finesse. This is literally on the books. Now you should be thinking, you know what? I'm not going out there to get that Charger Challenger. I'm going out. I have to make a business decision on the type of vehicle that I can buy because that's going to impact the amount of taxes that I gotta pay. Right? You should be structuring your businesses a certain type of way based off of the people that you do business with. You should be paying yourself a specific amount. If your business is generating this much revenue, you may have to switch over from an LLC into a corporation. But because you don't have tax strategies, because your network is all people that just talk about dick and pussy all day, it's difficult to communicate with people that only think about dick and pussy all day because you not focused on the money. The pussy is going to be there. The dick and pussy is always going to be there. All right, those conversations ain't going to end. They're going to be there before we got here. They was going to be here after we got here. They're going to be here long after we're gone. Can we get this money or no? Can we get this money or no? Is your network a group of people that's only focused on it from one lens? Is your network a group of people that only look at it from the perspective of, oh man, you know what? We just going to go travel, have a good time. Let's go play pool together. But we going to talk about this money or no? Because I'm going to just tell you, when I flew down and I'm kicking it with my dog Aristotle and he's showing me some stuff and I'm showing him some stuff, and we like, yo, hold on, wait, you did it this way, I did it this way. Hold on, let's figure this out. Let's make this make sense. We sat down, we started putting stuff together. The flight, the dinner, all of it paid for itself. Everything paid for itself because of the amount of information that we're going to implement that then allows for us to get richer. The only thing y'all talking about is game and going up to women and, man, listen, bro. They want you to tell them the truth. They don't want you to tell them the truth. How many bodies she got? I mean, that's cool. That's fun. That's cute. But are we gonna get to the money part of it too? No, no money talk. It's only what's your Snapchat, what's your Instagram? Can we exchange phone numbers? Let me fly you in. That's the end of the conversation. That's it. That's all you're talking about. That's the end of it. Y'all don't talk about your dreams. You don't talk about your goals. You're not kicking it with your chick, laying down next to her, talking about what you want to do next year, how much bigger you want your company to grow, how you want to start this thing. When you getting out of corporate America, how you going to leverage the information that you learned in corporate America for your own business. This is how you spending your time. I want to travel to this place. I'm trying to understand how they do this culturally. Like, y'all, is the end of the conversations that y'all talk about with the people that you cool with or the people that you lay next to every day, is the only thing y'all talk about is DMP? Man, I was over here talking to this guy over here when we met him at the game. You know what he told me? Dog, I just met this person, this or whatever, so on and so forth. Can you get their information for me? Yeah, dog, did you reach out to, like, that's the conversation. That's fun to me. I dream so big. Take this off my screen real quick. I dream so massively. I mean, honestly, in my spare time, I take on my, when I have a moment. Last night I was watching the games. I was watching Cleveland humiliate the Miami Heat in the elimination game. And I pulled out my iPad and I got an Apple Pencil and I got this thing that I sketch, right? And so I sketch out my ideas and I write little asterisks and notes next to it to the things that I want to build. And I check off the list and I got a whole list of things that I'm doing. And so that's the thing that's interesting to me. And now there's this guy. It's this guy that moved up here from the Carolinas, and he asked me questions because he moved into my building. So every time a game is on, he comes upstairs to see if I'm upstairs watching the game or whatever in the community area, right? And so I'm watching the game and he comes and he picks my brain, Anton. And some of the things that he was asking me, I was so happy about it because he's a young black guy. He's probably about 25, 26 years old. He just moved to Detroit. And he works for a bank. And so I had the opportunity to kick it with him. Some of y'all might have seen him in one of my vlogs as I was talking to him. I was talking with him in a gym as we was working out. And so now he's learned my habits and he's learned how to run into me and we exchange information. And he was like, Anton, me and my friend was talking about it. And I want to know if you've ever been able to leverage AI tools to create this and that. So he picks my brain and he talks and we work through problems. And then he asked me what I was sketching. And so I was showing him some of the sketches I was creating for some of the properties that I want to build and how we, creating systems around it to make it easier and more profitable and drive the cost out. Those are the conversations that I want to have. Those are the conversations that I kick it with around people that are around me. He's showing me new technologies, things they working on, what he got going on. He asking me for advice. Anton, I'm working from home. I don't know good. So those are the things that we talking about. I don't want to be around people that are not valuable to me. If all you got to offer is gossip in person, and I'm talking about in person, the only thing you ever want to talk about is gossip. If the only thing you ever want to talk about is hoes. If the only thing you ever want to talk about is who beefing in the hood, who died yesterday, what funeral is going on, miss me. I don't want to be around that. I'm good. I'm off. I'm out. I'm completely tapped out to that part of the community. I don't care. I'm not interested. When you see me get up and I just walk to the other part of the room and then I just so happen to mysteriously disappear, The conversation just wasn't interesting enough for me to be there. I'm seeing myself out without announcing it. I don't have to, hey guys, I'm out. I don't want to talk. I'm not going to talk about it. I know y'all like to do that inside of the chat. I don't like what you're saying, so I'm leaving. You ain't got to announce it. Just go. That's what I do. When I don't find it interesting anymore, when I see more value in me doing something that's more productive, I'm gone. I'm just going to leave. I've outgrown the silliness. I've outgrown it, bro. I don't care who you bust down. I don't care. I don't want to know. I'm not interested. If we not doing something that's fun, if we not getting no money together, if we not talking about our dreams and what we gonna work on next year and how you gonna get to the next level on your content creation and why you gonna get to 20 and 30 and 40,000 subscribers and hey, what was your obstacles in getting there and stuff? I don't want to be around it. Leave me out of it, bro. Leave me out of it. I ain't on none of that. I'm good. Let's strategize. Let's figure out how to create a new platform.